Hi there, how's it going? Good in the hood. We're in the next part. Hopefully, very shortly afterwards, I'm going to be done here because we just want to carry on with our lives and move on. You know what I mean? Yeah. I was speaking about how it is that we are in the end of the world, but I do, like the end of days. But I do also believe that it is potentially true that we might be here another 50 years. And this is the reason why I say that. I spoke about the United States and how it is that we should not use only them alone as a barometer, but everybody else. And I also now want to highlight yet another concern here with the global agenda that is indeed telling you guys of what under heaven might be the end of the world impending us all. Let's look at Mr. Elon Musk. Yes, the South African that went to America and built the Antichrist's Mark of the Beast. All right, Elon Musk is in the United States, right? Having come from South Africa. And he's come up with this Neuralink thingamabobby. I was listening to an interview of Elon Musk by this one radio host guy in the US. And he was asking Elon Musk about, not so much, it was before Neuralink became, like, at the time they were testing Neuralink on animals. It was yet to go on human trials. Right now it has advanced the place of human trials, believe it or not, okay? But before then, he was doing it on animals. And they were interviewing this guy, this radio DJ guy, was interviewing Elon Musk, right? And he asked Elon Musk a question along the lines of, where do you think we're going as a human race? And Elon Musk's response was again paraphrased along the lines of, we're basically going to be merged with machines, AI with machines, and anybody at all can, if they want, like literally give themselves transhumanistic power. Literally, I am paraphrasing and I am abbreviating quite violently. You can go and check that interview out. I bet you know which one I'm talking about. And the gentleman who was interviewing Elon Musk was like, this is where stuff gets crazy. I need some coffee. His response to Elon Musk's response was, this is where stuff gets crazy. I need coffee. So here is this man that had mad respect for Elon Musk, interviewing Elon Musk on his technologies and ideas about Internet of Bodies. And the response of the DJ, who had mad respect for this genius in front of him, was, you are a genius. I will give you that. However, you are a mad genius. In other words, he was saying, you're insane. I am not content with a world where anybody can just go and decide they want to magnify their cerebral or cognitive capacity by implanting something in their brains and then become better than the next man and the next man and the next man. There is no end to what human beings can do when they've got limited like cerebral capacity or cognitive capacity. What then under heaven can they do when they're that much smarter? And on top of that, when they are merged with artificial intelligence. That discussion disquieted the radio DJ that prospered, so he must be quite a prolific radio DJ to get an interview with Elon Musk. That man, the interviewer of Elon Musk, what his response suggested to me is that not everybody is content with losing their humanity even when they don't know God. And so therefore, it cannot yet be that time when people will be content to lose their humanity in order to get just a loaf of bread out of it, take their mark of the beast. Take the mark of the beast. The response of the human race around the insanity of the global elite is, for me, a nice gauge of the times, because it says that even though there can be very clever 2% of people on earth that have got bizarre ideas, insofar as the remaining 98% is largely apprehensive, we still have a future here. We still have a future. And the apprehension of that radio DJ in calling Elon Musk basically crazy, for me, told me that at least you recognize a Frankenstein creator, a mad genius here. You see a mad scientist in Elon Musk. And insofar as you can see a mad scientist in him, there is hope for the rest of us. Insofar as you can recognize the Edward Scissorhandsy irresponsibility of the global elites, we still have hope. Mankind will always innovate silly ideals. If anything, at the Tower of Babel is what they've been doing all this time. They've been trying to take over the world like Pinky and the Brain. But it is rational human beings around that have been like, no, I'm not going to get some chip in my brain. I don't know how bad this could go. Insofar as there's pushback, there might be a future. That's what I'm saying. Another little crazy, like, rando on these streets is Noah, Yuval, is it Harera, Harura, boom. Doesn't matter. It could be Harare, like that, like, place in Africa, okay, whatever. Noah Harara, hooray. Okay, let's call it horror. Yes. Noah Yuval Horror, because that's what he is. A horror movie unfolding. This dude is so remarkably taboo. The things he says are so incredibly intensely just taboo. Satanic, ominous, eerie, creepy, kind of stuff that is sent to warn about in the movie Terminator because you are like Sarah Connor or something, and a good baby is about to be born but somebody's trying to kill it in advance. Yeah, okay, like if you listen to Yuval speaking, you are like a pregnant Sarah Connor, aware that they're trying to take your pregnancy, that they're trying to kill you because they've got information about the future. And unless you terminate the Terminator or you decimate the person trying to kill you, your baby that makes sense ain't never gonna be born and so rescue the world. Yuval is the silver man in Terminator that does not die no matter even if he is involved in a vehicle explosion, a bombing gas tanker. He is the killer of the unborn child inside the body of Sarah Connor. That is Yuval, guys. The things he says are out of this world. He keeps on talking about a transhumanistic agenda, how it is that we are human, but not nearly sufficiently enough to be reasonable or viable to continue as what we are, that we're going to get taken over, that the Homo sapiens species is at the tail end of itself, and unless we merge with AI, indeed something too that Elon Musk is saying, it's over for us. He has no respect for the image of God in human beings. And his crazy stories that he speaks so gladly and so freely there as he's sitting cushed up next to the bosom of Klaus Schwab are largely embraced by the earth as taboo, ridiculous, satanic, and bizarre. The only people interviewing Noah and nodding their heads as he speaks are other crazy people belonging to the World Economic Forum or some suck-up reporter. However, for the better part of the time, everybody else that is rational is not under heaven taking Noah. Not even like a far left news channel like CNN will allow some of the content that Yuval is speaking to be aired on their network, even though they can be crazy sometimes. Like, even the most taboo news channels won't listen to that guy speak. Like, you must understand, he is so taboo that even the taboo find him taboo. Insofar as the taboo find that taboo man taboo, we still have a future. That's what I'm trying to say. Nobody thinks Noah makes sense. The advert of the World Economic Forum, when some dude is telling a woman not to have a baby because that baby is going to emit a whole bunch of carbon emissions, or saying that her son is just a blob of like toxin on the Earth's atmosphere. They did that as an advert. The World Economic Forum. It was an ad, and it literally got aired on national television or international television, and it got picked up by people who raised it on social media and said, look at this rubbish. Most of the earth find the global elite extreme. They look at them as these experimental mad scientists with new random ballsy ideas that they dare imagine they can literally shove down our throat. The whole world thinks the global elites are like the Umbrella Corporation in Resident Evil. They are about to release some toxin in the air that is going to make everybody zombies, and they fear it rightly as they ought. For as long as the world looks at the World Economic Forum as the Umbrella Corporation, we are safe. Because thank God, this is not the Resident Evil movie. We have got an intervening God who sees the wicked agenda of the global elite and reduces them to Pinky and the Brain, who think they can take over the world despite being mere rodents. There is still hope for this world, I believe. Literally many more years to come. And I do believe ultimately the agenda of the global elites will be culminated in the end of the world, but we are not yet at a consensus that should be the case. And until such time that is a thing, we are likely still going to be here for a little minute longer, guys. God is eventually going to stay his hand of restriction on what these men and women can do. And when he allows them to get to the end of themselves with their experiments, that is when you're going to see a moral turpitude that is unacceptable, where there is no more sufferability and survivability on the earth, where unless the rapture happens, no flesh would be saved, nobody would get rescued. Unless the Lord shortened those days, it is written in Matthew 24, no flesh would be saved in the Great Tribulation as well. That's when you're going to see that level of moral turpitude, where God literally has to cut it short to rescue the elect of God. Are we there? Maybe. We just need to look out and see. However, there is not enough data, sufficient representative samples of a global population to suggest that this might be ubiquitous enough for the Lord to take the whole church. There is hope. For another 50 years, I can see it. The church must fight. Next part.